Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy Shadow the Underground Gamer. I'm back again with another video, and today I'm here to do the real review to one of the most anticipated side-scrolling ninja games of the year, and that's this bad boy right here, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Now, before I get into this, I would like to make a shout out to the subscribers out there and the followers, and go about my business there. So before I do that, the price on this, depending on how you pick this up, you can download it digitally or you can pick this up at the store. Now, if you are a PlayStation Plus member or an Xbox Live member, you can pick this up for about $26 to about $35 after taxes because you get a discount. Now, however, if you are not any of those members, or if you pick this up at store, you're going to pay about a good 30 to about close to 40 bucks because you don't get the discount. So now, to all my subscribers and my followers out there, I want to thank you guys for showing so much love and support during this broadcast event. You guys have done an amazing job. You've gotten new followers, you've gotten new subscribers onto my channel, stuff like that. I really appreciate you guys. You guys have done so great for me. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm going to continue showing love and support to all of you as well. So with that, let's go ahead and let's get right into it with the disclaimers. Now, first and foremost, I don't have any allegiances to none of these companies like IGN, Game Informer, GameSpot, Gaming Bolt, whomever does these reviews for the game. I call this a real review because I'm a real game consumer, so I like to take the time to invest and decipher what I do and don't like about the game, and then I talk about it in these reviews. And you guys also get to see that while I'm broadcasting. So I may do a little bit of a discussion during that time. So let's get that out the way. Next, what I want to say is if I believe that something is a hit, then something is a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to throw that out there. Now, you guys are more than happy to make the choices on what you want to do with your money as far as games and stuff go, right? Because at the end of the day, I mean, we are human. We're gonna make these decisions, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and go about it within our way, because you might find something that you like that I didn't find, or you might find something that you didn't like that I didn't discuss, whatever the case is. Or, if you don't like something, you don't like it. So I'm not going to say some bullshit. That's how I look at it. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's get right into it. Now, first things first, what I don't like about this game, no option for retro soundtrack. Now, is that a big deal? No, because I feel like they got an update coming up, which they're pushing some DLC out for this game in particular. I mentioned it on my last broadcast on this game, which Dr. Eggman is going to be appearing on this game on the DLC. So they might add the retro soundtrack on it. If not, it's not the biggest of deals. It would have been nice to have, because if you look at Streets of Rage 4, they have that. They have the option for the retro soundtrack. Next, what I don't like is the dialogue to a degree, along with, the cutscenes to a degree. Now, to me, this one is kind of a big deal, and I'll show you why in a second.
The end.
So, when you watch these cutscenes / dialogue, okay, you see that I picked the ghost outfit, right? You're going to see exactly why I don't like this. I mean, I love the story. I love the way the story is told and everything. But I feel like this is something that I have to kind of decipher in a sense, right? So you see that I got the ghost outfit, and you're going to see why I don't like this. And now I know you guys are going to probably think I'm being just a little picky, that kind of thing, whatever the case is. But, you kind of got to understand where I'm coming from. So I get the ghost outfit, but then once you see Joe Musashi, you're gonna see that he's sporting his original outfit. See, like this. Like, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but me personally, I feel like that's kind of a no-no for me. You know, but I think the reason why they did it was probably because they didn't think, maybe they didn't think that people was going to pre-order the game and use the additional outfits and stuff like that. You know, that kind of thing. So that was the next thing. That's the next thing I don't like, right? Next, what I don't like is the no blocking.
Hello, dear.
Now the no blocking. Now that's kind of a big deal too. Now the cutscene slash dialogue interaction, I can get over that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can kind of get over that. I feel like that's one of those things that's like, okay, you know, it's whatever. You know, I'm not gonna like really like, I'm not gonna really like, you know, jump Sega's ass for it or whatever, right? I'm not gonna do that. But it's something I have to point out. So it is what it is. Now, next, as I was just about to mention, no block. Now, this one is a big deal because I feel like, you know, if you're an old cat such as myself, if you play Shinobi 3 and Revenge of Shinobi, you know that you can block like ninja stars and incoming bullets, stuff like that. And for this one, I don't know why they got rid of that. I mean, yes, you can parry attacks, but I'll talk about the way to do that here shortly. You know what I mean? Like I'll talk about that, but at the same time, it's like a parry and a counterattack. But that's beside the point. Like you took a problem, you took away a feature that didn't even need fixed. Like you fixed something that wasn't even broke. And to me, that was kind of like a slap in the face. And so I felt like that's kind of a big deal. Now, could they put that out on an update? Absolutely. But we all got to speak on it. That's the one thing that we got to do, because if we just turn around and we just let it slide, a lot of companies will think that that's okay. So that's the next thing. So that's the next thing I don't like. Next, what I don't like is the power up, the power up ordeal. And what I mean by that, let's do this for an example, right? So let's get this 15 hit, and then you'll see what I mean here in a moment. So as you can see, when you have a power up, you have the power up, you know, your sword is much more powerful. You get what I'm saying? So I have the power up amulet, but then it's like, look at the shurikens. Your shurikens are not, your shurikens don't have that power up ordeal. Now, is that a big deal? I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Personally, it's kind of one of those, you threw something away that didn't need to be thrown away. I felt like you fixed something that wasn't even broke in the first place. So I feel like for me, that was an issue in a sense. But it's not like, again, the biggest of deals. It's not a deal breaker or anything like that. The no blocking, however, that one was kind of a big deal, and I felt like they should not have gotten rid of that. Next, what I don't like is the difficulty. Now, you don't have the hardest difficulty on this game is Shinobi. That's the hardest difficulty on this game. And once you beat that, you don't get a harder difficulty. Now, you do get Arcade Plus, which a lot of people have said that one was pretty hard. So I can only imagine it probably is hard as fuck. I'm not going to lie. So that one is subjective. So again, not the biggest of deals because you got arcade mode once you beat the game. So next, what I don't like about this is the fact that even though there's like voice acting and stuff like that in the dialogue, you don't really have like, the cut scenes where they're like, moving and stuff like that. Is that a big deal? Absolutely not. Not a big deal. Because, you know, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, same thing. But this game wasn't advertised like that, unlike Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna give that one a pass. Last but not least, what I don't like about this is the freeze frame as you're attacking. Now, again, now I'll say this subjectively for the average person because a lot of people were complaining about that, myself included. I kind of had an issue with it at first when I started watching gameplay on it and all that. But then, I played Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and that kind of does the same thing. And in some cases, it's worse than this game in particular. So, so at that point, I would have to actually kind of give that a pass because, if you can like it on Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, then you should have no problem with it on this game in particular. Like that, it's like two stones mashed into one. One stone is like this, the other stone is like this. They both have the same issue, but yet you pick one stone over the other just because. Like it's doing the same thing. So basically, if you can get over the fact that Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is doing it in some sense and worse, you should be fine with this. So that's how I look at it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the things that I do like about this game. And this is one of the many things that I like. You've already seen me wearing it. You already seen me sporting it. So, first thing first. The first thing I like about this game is the pre-order bonuses. As you can see here, you see me wearing one of the suits. This is the OG arcade outfit right here. So this is the outfit that he wore in the arcade and the Nintendo version of Shinobi before he continued on in the white and red. So that's what I really like. So you have this one, and then you have this ghost outfit right here. And if you have a Sega account when you pre-ordered this game before it came out, you also get the Sega outfit. So that's something I really like. This is the outfit I believe that, no, it was the ghost outfit. I'm sorry. But yes, this outfit right here, if you have a Sega account, you were able to get this as well. So you had 3 outfits to top that off. Next, what I like about this game is the gameplay. The gameplay on here is top notch. I'm going to be completely honest. And this is the reason why I would say the gameplay is top notch. So the gameplay is like a Metroidvania type of game. So let's say, for an example, okay, so all these secrets and all this stuff right here, the secrets, the elite squad, the Aurora relics, the Aku Rift, right? Let's say you run through this the first time, and you get all your ninja gear, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. You get the ninja gear, but you don't have everything, so you couldn't get to where you needed to get to as far as areas where I'm about to disappear to. Like you see fast travel to, I shall say, the least, right? So like this area right here with this little green thing, which is called a yokai barrier. So now if once you get a certain move, which is known as sword dive, you can then use it and smash your way down here into a secret area, which is this right here. This is what they call a secret cave. I call it a secret area, but that's exactly what it is, right? So then you can get to like whatever else you need done on the level to get the level completely done. So Metroidvania type gameplay right here. That's the next thing I like. Which brings me to the next thing I like about this game. And that is the map. the world map, and I'm gonna break that down to you as well, as I was just about to mention. So as you can see here, so you see it says 100%, right? But when you play through the game, you're not going to get all of it at 100% your very first run through. Like, you might get it through your run through as you run back and forth into previous levels and start doing more and more stuff. But you're not going to get it on your very, very first try. That's where I'm stressing. So I'm just going to throw that out there. So I want to get that clear before you guys think, oh, well, how did you get 100% on your first playthrough and stuff like that? I had to collect things and run back. So that's the next thing. Next, what I like is the graphics. The graphics on here, oh my gosh. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. If you like Streets of Rage 4 graphics, oh, you're gonna love this. This is a step up. So if you thought the Streets of Rage 4 graphics was good, this is a step up in that competition. I'm just going to throw that out there right here, right now. This is a step up. You're going to see exactly why I like the graphics here. So look at this. So not only are the graphics hand-drawn like Streets of Rage 4, but you all look at the background. You see those birds flying right there? That's in the background. That's in the background. You hardly see any of that on Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. You see that clear as day on this game. So that's something else that I really love about this. And Literary Cube did a hell of a job on this. Next, what I like is the shop. The shop on here, you get to buy stuff like Nimpo, new attacks. You get to buy new attacks, Nimpo, health upgrade, Nimpo, cell boost, max kunai boost, whatever, you get to get more kunai, stuff like that. You also get to buy amulets on here, that is the next thing I'm going to talk about here, along with the moveset. All right, next, what I like is the Nimpo magic. So this is what I was talking about right here. So you see how you can turn around and you can parry. You can parry with, when an enemy gets ready to attack you. If I can get to one, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So let me go ahead and fast travel real quick, and then I will show you exactly what I mean. I don't know if you can do it with bullets, but I know you can do it with light swords. So just bear with me, and you'll see. Nope, you can't do it with bullets, but that's okay. But you can do it with sword attacks. But you get the drift. You can do it with sword attacks. I'm gonna see if I can find like an area where I'm fighting enemies with swords and stuff. So, but you've seen a demonstration, so you kind of get the idea. So hold on. And next, while I get ready to show you that parry, the next thing I just mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, the ninja tools. As you can see, as you get further into the game, you get stuff like the ninja claws, stuff like that. You get the ninja claws, which is crawling on these rock-like, things on the wall. So that's something else I like. Next, what I like is the combo system. The combo system on here is really amazing. And here's why I say it's amazing. Because you can as you're doing combos to upgrade your attacks and stuff like that, you can turn around and you can come up with so many creative combinations on here. When you buy stuff on here, it's like the combos can be so creative, it is not even funny. So that's the next thing I like about this, the combo system. Next, what I like about this is the ninja magic. Oh my gosh. And I'm a little hype about this because I must show you exactly what the ninja magic really does on you. So when it comes to the ninja magic, you are going to see exactly why I like this ninja magic. So I'm going to go back to this level real quick, and you're going to see why I really like this. But first, let me show you that little parry real quick, just in case. Oh, and I like this roll too. That's the next thing I like about this. So while I talk about that, next is the buttons. The buttons are pretty simple. Square, or if you're on Xbox, I think it's X if I'm not mistaken. Y is to attack. Y or triangle is for a heavy attack. Circle, or I think it's B, throw a kunai. And then A or X is to jump. Pretty simple buttons, and then use your Ninpo magic, it'll show you everything. So, oh, I don't have myself built up, so I do apologize about that. That was pretty embarrassing. Oh, and as I was just mentioning, the move set. I think you can block bullets on this. All right, so give me a second here. So you see that, right? So you see how I parried his attack. Because I have to build up a Ninpo, I have to build a Ninpo cell in order to block attacks like that. So let's see, maybe I can actually block a ninja star, block a projectile. So we're gonna try that again. I mean, but it's not a block though, it's a parry. So we're gonna do that again. But as you can see, I parried his attack right here. Yep. So you see, I think you can do that as well. Let me see this again. Yep. So you can parry that as well, but it doesn't really like go back to the enemy or whatever. But you get the point. Next, what I like, also this has something to do with the graphics, is the level design. The level design is definitely top notch. Really love that. Next, what I like is the additional outfits that you can unlock as you go through the game. So as I mentioned, you get the 3 outfits when you pre-order this game, which is the arcade, the ghost outfit, and if you have a Sega account, you get the Sega outfit, which reminds you of Kage from Virtua Fighter, and you get additional ones. So as you go through the game, you get additional ones like this red one, the Sonic Blur, which is reference to Sonic the Hedgehog. I think this is the Wasp one or something like that. I can't remember. But you get the drift. You get so many of these. It is not even funny. Next, what I like, when I talk about the ninja gear, I really loved the ninja gear on this. And I'm going to show you exactly what else I really like about that ninja gear. So the ninja gear is definitely by far the greatest thing that I really like about this. And the soundtrack is the next thing I like about this game as well. The soundtrack actually is pretty good. Now that's not saying that, like I said, again, I mean, you don't get the retro soundtrack, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean that the game is shit. Doesn't mean the game is shit. But here's some of the other gear that I like. So you'll see this glider come. So as you can see, you can use that as well. You can also do the grappling hook, which is something else I really like about this game. And last but not least, the more stuff you find on here, like I said, the more stuff you find, the ninja magic. I need to talk about the ninja magic. So before I get into the last thing, the ninja magic. Now look at this, right? So I need to build my rage up, obviously, to use my magic. My rage isn't built up yet, so my rage isn't built up yet, but you're gonna see what I mean by this ninja magic. So I'm showing you some demonstrations right now. So as you can see, you pretty much have all the magic from the original Shinobi, like or Shinobi 3 and the Revenge of Shinobi. So the fire dragon, as you can see, that's what the Shinobi 3 and Revenge of Shinobi. Then you have the water magic. This right here gives you a massive amount of health. This is something really nice to have. You have the lightning magic, which gives you a shield, which is to be expected. And then you have this one. Now the water magic on this one is a little different. But as you can see, this magic right here. You see, and this right here, now this is the suicide one right here. Now this is something I did not use. Now this deals massive magic at the expense of practically almost all of your health. So if you remember Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3, you practically killed yourself. But if you use this on your last life on those games, it was game over practically. That's what it was. So you basically died. There was no coming back. Now, last but not least, the Anku Rift. Now, the Anku Rift is basically like trials that you run through, and the more you complete, the more dark katana fragments you get. And we need to talk about the amulets too. So so as you can see, the dark katana, this deals extra damage right here, and then this is the original sword. This is the dark katana. So you take your pick, but if you get the dark katana, you're gonna definitely want to use that. And now let's talk about the amulets before I close this out. I do apologize for saying this was the last part of it. But now, as you can see, you have two different types of amulets. You have the combo amulet and you have the passive amulet. So as you see here, um, you have Kunai Finder, you have Fortune Hoarder, you have you're a bomb expert, demolitions expert, berserker, stuff like that. And you have the whole nine. So this is your aggressive. This is what they call aggressive amulet. And then this is your passive amulet, known as the defensive amulet. So you can go from vampire, which is one I use, um, which is one I really use a lot. That's something like, but do keep in mind that if you use this one, when you kill enemies, they no longer drop health orbs. So that's something that you've got to keep in mind. So if you're trying to heal up little by little, it's good to use this, but do keep in mind that they will not drop health orbs. It says it right here in the description. And then you have Rage Channeler. Um, it fills your rage gauge faster, but damage received is increased. So you have to keep that in mind. So there's things that you have to keep in mind when you equip all of these. And then the Nimpo magic also, I forgot to mention, you can select different ones. So like as you've seen the water one right here, you see the fire one, which this right here deals real heavy damage. I mean, real heavy damage. I'm not even gonna talk about it at this point. And then this right here, now you do this in the air and it delivers heavy damage while you're in the air. And then this right here is a giant shuriken that comes back like a balloon. Right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had to answer the door for a second. But but I'm going to show you more, and then we're gonna close out this review. So as you can see here, you have Thunder Ninpo. You have different types of Ninpos you can equip. Now this is truly going to be the final thing that I'm going to mention here that I really like, and I like the Shinobi execution. I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So the Shinobi execution is, man, I'll tell you what, the Shinobi execution is definitely one of the best things that you can have on here. And you also have boss mode once you real quick. So now, but you've seen some of the moves that I was able to do as well. So that's something else I really like, as far as like the flying knee and stuff like that. So the way to get execution, the Shinobi execution going is pretty simple. The kunai is the quickest way to get your Shinobi execution going. So I'll show you here in just a moment. That's the last thing that I got to show you guys that I really like about this.
Say your prayers, Shinobi.
And you can do this to as many enemies at a time that you want. So that's something else I really like about this. All right, so let's get right into this. So overall, what do I think about this game after playing this for 2.5 weeks? I gotta say that this game is a major hit. If I had to choose between Ninja Gaiden Ragebound and this game right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, pick this game up. You are not missing out. I'm telling you, you will not missing out on this game. If you pick Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, you're not missing out either on that. But if me personally, I think that this is the better game. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. So if I were you, I would definitely get this game. This game is worth the price. So with that said, you guys already know what it is. Hit me up in the comments if you played this game. Let me know what you think. If you haven't played this game yet and looking to get it, check it out. I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. And with that, I want to thank you guys for showing so much love and support on my live broadcast. And with that, I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. Peace.